Yo, what's going on? Today's video is going to be a little different. I am currently at my parents' house for the week, and all I have with me is my microphone and my laptop. So the gameplay is not going to be live. I'm just going to be talking, and then in the background, I'll just throw up some videos of me playing Siege from earlier. Today's story is about the time that I almost died. To preface, this story occurred over 5 years ago. As I've said in previous videos, at the time I was super into flips and gymnastics. I somehow convinced my parents to buy me a backyard trampoline. I got really into flipping, and this led to me slowly becoming more and more dangerous as I became more comfortable with the flips. It got to a point where I was consistently being able to do doubles and almost triples just on my backyard trampoline. I would occasionally go to trampoline parks where they had professional grade gymnastic trampolines, and I would be able to do triples on those super easily. Because of this, I gained a little more confidence in my ability to do them on my backyard trampoline. So one day I was setting for triples, basically just under flipping it and landing on my back, and I was confident enough to go for it. Unfortunately, I do not have the actual footage of me breaking my neck, which may be for the better because all I'm saying is the audio would have been scary. But yeah, I ended up going for it. I did 2 triples where I made it over my head, and then on the third one where I probably should have called it at this point knowing that I had done it already, but I went for a third one just for fun, and I ended up landing on my head, which at the time semi-paralyzed me for a couple seconds. I wasn't able to see or move, and I legitimately thought I was dying. When I was able to gain some level of consciousness, I remember screaming in pain, not really understanding what was wrong, and I remember my mom running out. She found me on the trampoline. She helped me get off, which miraculously I managed to do somehow, and she propped me up on a chair inside. At the time, the only pain I remember was coming from my left shoulder very, very, very strongly. This led my mom to believe that it wasn't anything related to my spine at all. It was more of a arm or shoulder dislocation. Because of this, she decided that she was going to drive me to the hospital personally. Meanwhile, this whole time, little to her knowledge, I had a dislocated spine. When I got to the hospital, my mom took me in. I remember crying on the seat, and she talked to the people in the front, and I remember instantly they just started freaking out like crazy. The biggest reason is just because of the nature of the incident. They really do treat spinal or injury to your upper body really, really seriously, as they should. Yeah, from there on, they ran out, put me on a bed, rolled me back, and I was taken in to get checked on. And then from there, they came out with a bed, propped me up, and then rolled me back to do a bunch of checkups. From these x-rays and other checkups, they found that I had a dislocated vertebrae in my neck, as well as 3 fractured bones, both in my neck and my back. The miraculous thing about it is that the dislocated vertebrae was actually touching my spinal cord, meaning that any more pressure or any slip up on the way to the hospital or after the injury could have easily resulted in me becoming paralyzed. After the injury, I recovered relatively well. I was in the hospital for a little over 2 weeks, so I did end up losing a lot of weight, and I was required to wear a neck brace for about 2 months after, but I did manage to recover, and at this point in time, I am lucky to be both alive and functioning just as normal as I would have without the injury. Of course, I wasn't really able to play sports. Like I couldn't have done football like I wanted to, but giving up any of this just to be able to walk is definitely a fair trade in my eyes, and I'll always be grateful for the fact that I am this blessed to be functioning normally, where a lot of people just don't get as lucky as me. The funniest thing is, of course, the injury itself was lucky the way it happened, but in my eyes, I also believe that it was a fluke that it even happened. I've landed on my neck hundreds of times flipping just because of the nature of the sport. It demands your body to be able to take that, and especially on a trampoline with pads, it's usually considered safe to do so, but this day it was just a fluke that I got hurt, as well as a fluke that I'm not paralyzed. Yeah, that's my story time for today. I'm lucky to be alive. I'm glad to be alive. Hopefully my miracle can somehow lead to me doing something good for the world throughout my life. But yeah, that's my story. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button. If you didn't like the video, make sure to hit the like button as well, and I will see you all in the next video. P.S. If you want to check me out live, my Twitch will be on the screen as well as in the description. You can go check me out and say what's up. I'd love to have you. All right, love you all.